Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? guys, Blim is looking pretty cool. There's something that I don't know if anyone else really like knows or cares about, but this weird like setting that kind of takes place throughout the whole entire episode where they're like just sitting in this random restaurant is actually an homage to a lot of older types of films, and even TV shows have done an homage to this one called That 70s Show, where it's like a famous painting, or like it's something really huge and popular. It was a restaurant, and in this restaurant a man with a really fancy suit and everything is with his girl, and they pretty much just are ordering food at a nice seemingly deli. And the art of it and the thought process of it is so cool to me, because I watched That 70 Show religiously when I finally like could just binge watch it, right? Like it used to just come on TV and you can't really catch every episode the way you would want to. So getting to watch it all through and having a concise story of it was nice. But that moment of them doing that, like they were doing the scene of that, of being there, right? They were just reenacting what this painting looked like, or what this thing is, and for some reason it stuck with me. So to see it in this week's episode being done, sure in a different way, but nonetheless done, it was really, really nice. And I thought I would say that, and maybe some people be interested in looking up what I'm talking about. If anything, just look up like old timey painting of man and woman in restaurant. I think it was like New York or something like that as well. I am not fully sure, but to remember that, just to see that and to get taken all the way back to me first time seeing That 70 Show was really nice. But overall, this week's episode is touching so hard on the fact that everything in the outside world is black and gray. And by what I mean black and gray is it's all fabricated to whatever meets its audience's needs in the inside, I guess you can call it, since there's outside. And by what I mean is that these people who have been pushing down these laws, pushing down all these different ways of life on everybody, continuously show their true colors. And by showing their true colors, we can take out of this that they're probably up to no good when it comes down to, they see what's going on out there, but they don't help. They know how many people are suffering, but they don't care. They know what humanoid monsters are, but they still aren't helping fund anything, right? So all of these different things are one of these one of these men that have a lot of power inside of there are jumping on, and he's latching onto and showing the public these things. And by doing that, he becomes public enemy number one of the inside people, the people with all the money, the people that if they want to do something and get something done, it's got to get done, right? We saw that very early on with someone wanting power, hiring this ninja, and this same ninja showing up to the person who he killed his father. And then not only did that, threatens his life for information, so regardless of all of that, he still believes that, the person that his targeting is his old friend, his old rival, or whatever you want to call him. So it's kind of sad in that regard, because now he's gone and looked up the unseen council, which this girl looks straight up like one of the humanoid monsters. So if she would go outside and just start shaking hands with people, you're telling me people would accept her? No. Like, if you look anything like Blim or any of those monsters without even, she don't even look like she's trying, like this looks like her natural form combined with a human form or something like that. So kind of sketchy in that regard, but overall, these humanoid monsters are really like becoming the topic of discussion when there's so many other things that have been happening around them that because whatever's happened is cleaned up, right? And that's what I mean by you get selective information. You are getting what they want you to know, what they want you to hear. And all they're hearing is about Blim, Bello, and or Beta and Gamma, you know. So that's the problem with the uppers. So to have that type of influence and then be told like, oh, because you're because you're not on our side in this, we'll take you out. Like they're taking him to court, pinning things on him that aren't him. Now they even have evidence of him leaving for after he paid off his bell and then running into one of the humanoid people and being identified and stuff like that. So there's a lot of evidence pointing towards him having a relationship of some sort with the humanoid monsters that already can be pinned against him yet again to further strengthen their point that regardless of what this man is doing, he's already working, so, quote unquote, with the enemy, with the one people that we tell you are the scariest people you never want. Not only is he working with them, but he hired them to assassinate people. You see where all this is going? It's so brilliantly done that it hurts to watch, right? Like there's so many different wrong things about all of the evidence that they've shown or that they haven't shown that gives me like anxiety for these characters. And that's why this show, this week at least anyway, and a couple episodes too, is so brilliant, because this man said that this exact same thing, that if he went through having people gunning you, finding you, bringing up stuff from your past that you don't even remember because you were too young to remember it or something, all of the stuff like that is being brought up very quickly and very directed towards him, the guy who wants to help humanoids, the guy who wants to save humanoids as much as he wants to save humans. That is doing too much in their eyes. That is, you're a bad man. Why help these monsters when you can only help the humans? They're not humans anymore, so that's their agenda that they're pushing on to this whole entire situation. Then you have the fact of when these humanoids show up, somebody ends up dead, right? Someone's dead, and usually it's somebody that, if they died, there's no one really at the site to say, no, it wasn't them, and it was this. But it wouldn't matter even if that person said that, because in the outside world, they'd be like, well, here's 50K. Are you sure you didn't see something different? Oh, yeah. Well, who did you want me to say it was? Yeah, it was that person. Like, that's the type of neighborhood and people we're dealing with, because of just how little they have and how much they don't believe in anything other than themselves and their own survival. So huge opportunity in this show to just be absolutely raw, like at the end of it all, because man, I feel like it's already coming. Like something bad is already going to erupt, and when it does, you'll know the person who saw it coming. I mean, not only has this kid that has been following up on all the information he can about one of Bello or whatever, Gamba. He's been getting followed up this whole time by this guy and easy to track or whatever. But at the same time, this ninja who shows up and actually took the life of the person that actually wanted to save and help all of the monsters. I thought it was going to be the first time we would see a new transformation from the main alpha or whatever, like that would have been sick if he actually got a new transformation, because what has everybody else been doing after like losing or seeing something that like hurt them? they transform from their first form into something even greater or something even more monstrous, as they're just allowing their monster intent to take over. Because as you notice, that's not Beta and Gamma, they have not turned into those forms again until they get pushed to like certain points of anger and stuff like that. So I really don't know if that's ever going to be like really explained and furthered, followed up. But it would be smart if that's the case, right? Because that's the only time we've seen it, is when they're under distress and they think something bad has truly happened. So what do they have to do? They have to go and, you know, reach deeper inside, or they reach deeper inside for more power, or they don't reach at all and they stop holding back the monster intents of like destroy this person, and let that be the thing, and let their human thoughts just kind of disappear. So I'm interested in seeing what you guys are talking about in this show, if you are keeping up with it, or if you dropped it, or if you haven't even started it and you've just been watching my reviews to see if I say anything that remotely catches your attention in this show. Regardless of the case, let me know. It's been fun for me to watch it. So getting to 10 episodes, I think it's only 12 maybe, so another short one, but at the same time, I just enjoy getting this content out to you guys, having something to talk to you guys daily with, and seeing if there's anybody out there that is watching it as thoroughly as me, or has read anything and can tell me it's faithful to the manga or the light novel, whatever the case may be. That stuff is awesome to me. Thank you so much for any types of likes or comments lately, guys. You have been absolutely nice and killing it. But I will shut up now, and I will talk to you in the next one. So with all that being said, I am the Anime J, and I will talk to you next time. Peace.